Blue light in a pitch-black room is the modern campfire now. It gives no warmth, and it offers no real tribe. Thumb moves before thought, before breath, before ownership of the day. Eyes open, hand reaches, screen lights up, and strangers enter your skull. Before coffee, prayer, planning, or breath, the feed has assigned enemies, jokes, fears, cravings, and mood. Nothing about that is neutral. Already, you are losing a hidden war, and your ancestors would not recognize the man this routine is building. Picture a Norse farmer, sailor, or raider waking before the fire has died. Cold air cuts his face, smoke hangs low, animals shift outside, and wind tests the wall. His first task is not entertainment. Weather decides work, travel, food, danger, and whether one mistake becomes hunger. Tracks matter because someone or something may have crossed the yard in darkness. Tools matter because a dull blade or torn strap can turn mourning into pain. Food matters because hunger was not a mood, a diet plan, or a complaint online. Silence gave him information. Harder world, quieter mind. This contrast matters because our age sells comfort while stealing command. Modern man wakes into management, not life, and the leash looks like convenience today. Apps manage fear, boredom, anger, desire, sleep, friendship, hunger, and thought. Somebody owns the first minute of your day. Either you do, or the feed does. Connected is the word they use when isolated sounds too honest for marketing. Once, men formed a shield wall and felt another shoulder beside them. Nowadays the shield wall has become a comment section, and we call that community. Formerly, weight meant sword or shield beam, grain child, or body carried from danger. Today, weight means a notification tightening your chest before breakfast. Conveniently, modern man thinks he is free, because the cage has high-speed internet. Really, you are not managing life. Life is being managed through you. Silicon dreams see you as data, a battery drained to cool servers. Soon the day becomes rented property, leased back through notifications. Ask who owns your commute, lunch, toilet pause, lonely hour, waiting room, and bedtime. When every gap is captured, your life has a landlord inside your skull. People fill every empty space with sound because quiet has become suspicious. Podcasts run during walks, a Norseman heard road, trees, wheels, and weather. Videos run during meals, an older household tasted food, watched faces, and noticed. Music runs during showers, cold water once shocked the body awake. Clips run before sleep, firelight once told the body the day had ended. Scrolling floods pauses, mending a net once filled that gap with utility. Present noise keeps experience undigested. Call it multitasking, but mostly it is sedation with better branding. Platforms understand this better than kings understood taxes, because they tax attention quietly. Advertisers need only the pieces you stop defending. Commutes become inventory. Lunch breaks become inventory. Bedtime becomes inventory. Loneliness becomes inventory. Boredom becomes inventory. Grief becomes inventory. Each pause becomes a market stall, every silent gap another sign. Stop right now. Check your hands. Are they yours, or are they just tools for the scroll? Forgotten Norse men had empty stretches no company could track. Ships crossed cold water with work, fear, pain, hunger, and silence between commands. Smiths stood beside fire with metal, heat, and thought. Farmers moved through snow with animals, tools, and next season in mind. Such spaces were not paradise, because obligation was heavy and survival was ugly. Yet they were not engineered for watch time. Freedom often hides in spaces nobody can monetize. 5 quiet minutes feel rebellious because they produce no click, purchase, or data trail. Machines do not fear your outrage. Angry users still click, comment, share, subscribe, and return. Silent users disappear. Plain boredom is where the scam becomes embarrassing. Contemporary man treats boredom like a medical emergency. Queues, elevators, buses, toilets, beds, waiting rooms, kitchens, and red lights get filled instantly. Something must play because the brain forgot guard duty. Past boredom was uncomfortable, but it could become useful. Wood needed cutting, nets mending, animals watching, boats repair, weapons care. Because nothing arrived instantly, the mind had to build structure. Instant rescue arrived later, and convenience became training. Private silence exposes weakness, which is why people keep running. Turn off noise and the unpaid bill gets louder. Close the app and the weak body becomes obvious. Pause the video and the broken attention span stands in the room. Remove outrage and the bad relationship, wasted year, false ambition, and lazy habits stare back. In the Old North, cold was a trial. A man could pretend in the hall, but the storm did not care about his story. Ice tested preparation. Hunger tested discipline. Distance tested nerve. Darkness tested courage. Our trial is different, but still a trial. Aloneness is the cold room modern man must enter without armor. Bills, shame, weakness, and wasted years are wolves at the door. Noise is the blanket pulled over his head. Screens do not drive them away. Rather, it only delays the moment he hears them breathing. Drenger was not a word for a man performing confidence while hiding from himself. Courage begins when the lie ends. Havamal warned that a foolish man lies awake all night, then morning comes and trouble remains. Old War has become a 24-hour feed. Instead, he scrolls through 50 fears badly instead of facing one cleanly. Word did not mean a Norseman controlled every storm. Fate meant the storm came anyway, and the man was judged by how he met it. Currently we app manage weather, mood, sleep, status, habits, and identity, while failing the task that matters. React well when the wind turns against you. Convenience sold us the sofa and called it victory. Comfort is not evil, but a body never tested forgets it is alive. Break scrolling is not rest when the feed drains you between shifts. Public outrage became the fake battle that replaced inner strength. Whenever people feel bored, powerless, ashamed, or empty, they reach for anger because anger feels like motion. Politics, celebrity drama, gaming drama, culture clips, fake scandals, and comment wars sell cheap combat. Online fury gives battle without discipline, risk, sacrifice, or consequence. Inside a Viking hall, words could cost something, so language was less disposable. Insult the wrong man, challenge the wrong family, or spread lies, and you might answer with silver, blood, or exile. History was not noble, but speech had weight. Presently a person can type like a war chief, close the tab, and ignore the laundry. Knitting was the old shame, the dishonored nobody, the man without weight. Anonymous commenter is the knitting of our age, loud behind glass, but ghost-like outside. Earlier halls placed you beside men you might have to die beside. Words carried iron because the man to your left mattered. Digital halls let us scream about problems we will never solve. Community becomes a graveyard with better Wi-Fi. Easy thing is being a ghost online. Hard thing is being a man in the room. Transition from digital hall to physical world shows the rot. Should your digital voice roar while your physical life whispers, you are living a lie. Your inner voice dies next, and that should bother people more than any scandal. Constant input slowly replaces private judgment. First the feed tells you what to fear. Then it tells you what to buy. Next it tells you who to hate. Afterward it tells you what identity to perform. Eventually people wait until the internet hands them a script. Sagas remembered Stjauf Demi, self-judgment. Likes or consensus did not decide whether his word had weight. He looked at work, promise, courage, and ancestors. Suppose his own heart called him coward. Public praise could not fix it. Society has outsourced conscience to the crowd. Crowds wait for the feed to tell them if they are good. Meanwhile the old world asks whether you can face still water without blinking. Isolation becomes dangerous because it asks what no algorithm once answered. What do you believe when nobody is feeding you? Norse survival demanded judgment before opinion. Clouds, ice, wounds, hunger, land, animals, strangers, weapons, and weather required attention. Any man had to read signs, not just react to noise. Instinct grew because life forced him to listen outward and inward. Without an inner voice, someone else moves in and rents the room. Healthy sleep is the final battlefield. Night gets quiet, the body gets still, and the mind brings receipts. Debt shows up, regret shows up, buried fear returns. Solitude sharpens, tomorrow steps closer. Naturally, the phone comes back out. Reels, games, porn, podcasts, drama streams, and clips keep running until exhaustion wins. True sleep gets replaced by unconsciousness after a machine drains you all day. Ancient nights were not magical, but they had rhythm. Firelight, darkness, family, story, prayer, watch, duty, memory, and sleep marked the end. One Norse hall could be loud, tense, warm, human, violent, and still bound by darkness. Ours keeps glowing until the battery dies or we do. Visible community suffers because silence has become awkward. Followers, chats, streams, comments, messages, and contacts surround people unable to sit together. Though thousands follow you, if nobody can sit with you in silence, the number is decoration. Real cure is not more content. Better podcasts, focus playlists, meditation apps, detox courses, and self-help reels promise escape from the economy they feed. Notice the trick, even silence gets packaged. Even peace gets branded. Attention gets sold back monthly. Former people touched reality through hands, tools, land, fire, water, animals, movement, craft, and duty. Nobody needs to copy their brutality or pretend their world was fair. Actually, we need the stolen part, unowned time. Reject packaged meditation, because even that word has become another product. Go outside. Look at the sky. Touch cold water. Carry something heavy. Repair something broken. Stand in rain without naming it self-improvement. Eat one meal without a screen. Leave the phone outside the bedroom. Sit in the dark. Let the wolves of regret and boredom howl at the door. Refuse entry, but do not run away. Hold your ground in silence. Victory begins there. After silence stops feeling like punishment, something stronger returns. Strength does not arrive as a speech. Power arrives when you can sit alone without begging a device to rescue you. Stillness is where the Drenger is born. Tonight, stop scrolling into unconsciousness. Put the phone in another room. Beneath quiet sits the old world, waiting to see whether modern man can stand unfazed. Within that minute, you hear your own voice and find strength to stop being inventory and become a man again.